Hey everybody, it's Professor Parish, and we are on week 10 of English 109, if you guys can believe it. Crazy how fast this whole semester is going by. So I just want to go over what we're doing for the class this week. I did get home a little bit earlier than planned. I know I told you all I'd probably have this out on Monday, but it looks like I'm going to get it out a little bit earlier, which is great. So as far as what we are doing this week, let's go here to the assignments page. So at this point, you do, as I'm recording this, we are still in week 9. If you've not turned in your essay number 2, your narrative essays, those are due tonight. You also have your midterm exam and your first reading response. So I'm probably going to be grading those Monday and Tuesday, so you should get those back. Just like with your first paper, you will get a chance to revise paper 2. Those revisions usually are accepted 2 weeks afterwards. So if you go down to week 11, the narrative revisions are not going to be due till March 28th. So once you get your paper back with my corrections, you'll have till March 28th to make revisions on those, which is exciting. So let's talk about week 10. We are starting compare and contrast, which I really like this paper topic. Compare and contrast is just talking about the similarities and differences with two topics. So you don't have a thesis due yet. That won't come till next week, but I do want you to go ahead and read the essay guidelines in our resources page. Go ahead and check those out. And then in our textbook, chapter 12, which is pages 259 to 277, talks about compare and contrast. Make sure you read chapter 12, and that will give you a better idea. Topics can vary wildly with compare and contrast. The big thing is that you want two subjects that have similarities and differences. So this can be something like a union job versus a non-union job, or it can be about living in the city versus living in the country, or going to college versus going to high school. Like it can be things that have similarities to them and some common ground, but also have enough differences that you can discuss what you like best about both subjects, if that makes sense. And so chapter 12 talks about that pretty extensively. So the other assignments this week, there's the discussion forum, which I'll show you all in just a moment, but we also have the grammar review number 5 and textbook activity number 5. So I'm going to pull those up here. Grammar review number 5 is based out of chapter 24 in our textbook. The directions are on pages 454 and 455 for numbers 1 through 10. And then on pages 458 to 459, all you're doing is picking out the errors and correcting them for numbers 1 through 5. So it should be pretty simple. So far, as long as everybody's followed the instructions correctly and remember to do all of the assignment, everybody's been doing good on the grammar reviews and the textbook activities. So if you have questions about either of these assignments, please let me know. You can email me and ask. But the textbook activity, I'm going to pull it up, is based on chapter 35. And this is all about colons and semicolons. So if you're not sure what a colon are those two dots that usually are on top of each other. And then a semicolon is like a comma and a dot. And they're really just stylistic options that chapter 35 talks about authors and writers use to kind of take the place of conjunctions in sentences. So instead of using and, but, or, you'll use a colon or a semicolon. So in these activities, in activity 1, numbers 1 through 3, they want you to write the word and then place the colon that goes after it. In activity 2, you're writing the word and then a semicolon, and then there's dashes and hyphens. Dashes are two little hyphens put together. A hyphen is two dashes put together, and chapter 35 will talk about those. And then the parentheses, you'll write the phrases that should be in parentheses on numbers 1 through 3. So it's really just, can you identify where these stylistic choices go for each of these small activities? And it's pretty straightforward. If you have questions about it, let me know. But these two activities this week are just making sure that we are comfortable with using these types of stylistic tools for combining sentences and for formatting different lists and things like that, and also figuring out errors in sentences. So that's pretty much all that's with those. We do have a discussion forum this week. I hope you all enjoyed the week off of the discussion forum, but we're back. And week 10, if I scroll down to it, is talking about comparing songs. So I tried to find something that was a little bit fun, a little bit different. There's a music reviewer I really like. His name is Todd in the Shadows. His gimmick is that he's kind of shadowed, so he keeps his anonymity. You can't ever see his face. But he likes he has a degree in music, and so he likes to review music, especially pop music. But he did grow up listening to country music, so he talks about that as well. But this video that I'm posting here is him comparing and contrasting two songs. So it kind of fits with our theme, starting the compare and contrast paper. So what I'd like for you to do is watch the video, and then after watching the video, answer the 3 questions below. And I think you guys should have some fun with this. Todd does use some language in his videos, so if you have little kids around, you maybe don't watch it around them. It's usually not very bad. It's usually like only once or twice, but just to be on the safe side. But otherwise, those posts are going to be due Friday night, and then your responses are due by Sunday, along with the textbook activity and grammar review. So that's pretty much it for this week. It's very straightforward. We'll talk more about the thesis and outline for paper 3 next week. But otherwise, if you all have any questions at all, please make sure to let me know. So far, everybody's been really good about getting a hold of me if they have had questions and getting the assignments done. At this point, we're past the midterm, so the main thing is just keep doing what you're doing. If you're doing well, keep it up. Don't drop the ball, because this, like I said, this class is very balanced. There are points all the way up to the end. Don't slack off now. Just keep doing what you're doing. If your grade is not where it needs to be, because remember, you have to have a C in this class to move on to English 121 and not have to retake the course. So it's not good enough just to pass. You have to get a C. And all of you can still get to that point as long as you turn in every assignment on time. So if you need to write down in a planner, if you need to write in a notebook, make a note for yourself, put it in your phone or a reminder, whatever you need to do. Like I said week 1, students usually get an A, a B, or an E in this class because they either do the work on time and they get that A or B, or even a C, or they don't do the work and they have to retake the course. And I don't want you guys to have to retake it. I love y'all. I like having you as students, but I want you to move on to the next class, right? So I want to have you eventually in English 122 maybe. Who knows? So if you have any questions, please let me know. Please don't be afraid to use our tutor, Miss Lane. She works in the library. Her hours are usually 8 to noon. You can email her at Joanna, Joanna, .lane, Lane, at sic.edu to review anything that you have. She'd love to see your work. But if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Please stay safe, take care, and I'll talk to you all again real soon. Bye.